Hello and welcome back. So the last video we spoke about ADHD as a whole. We went through the whole process. I tried to squeeze in 6 years worth of experience into about 25 minutes. Very difficult to do. Today it's going to be a bit different. I'm bringing you into my house, our house with Harley and the rest of the family, on a day-to-day experience on what we go through, what it's like. We're good, we're bad. We are going behind scenes. So sit tight and let's get into it. Right, it is now morning and we have a certain routine we need to follow. The first thing we need to do is get Harley his medication. Unfortunately this morning I've missed it. His mum's already done it. But I can still show you the process what we'll go through. I can still show you his medication, how we prepare his medication because he won't swallow tablets. And hopefully this will help you as well if your child doesn't like swallowing tablets going forward. So let's get into it. Let's prepare his medication. So this is everything we use for all his medication. Here we have the medication itself. This is Alvan's 30 milligram. I believe it's one of the most common ones. We have a tablet crusher, yogurt and a spoon. Basically this is a bit different this morning one because it's in capsules anyway. So you can just open it up, empty the powder onto the spoon, mix it with the yogurt and everything's good. His afternoon tablet is a bit different, it's an actual tablet. That's where these tablet crushers come in handy. You crush it into a powder, you can mix it in with the yogurt, and Harley will be happy taking that. Now first thing in the morning is when Harley is at his most hyper. He's the most difficult to control. So what do? Well, we do what we said every parent shouldn't do. We give him the PlayStation, we'll let him watch cartoons. We give him something to focus on. Mainly the PlayStation. He does like playing with PlayStation, multiple child games, Legos and stuff like that. It gives him something to focus on. That's what we were saying about in the last video. The more you can focus on one thing, it helps your brain process more. It's the same for me and you. But with ADHD, they need it a little bit more. They need to be able to focus on one thing to drown out all the other noises. That helps them sort out their own emotions, it helps them regulate, just until the medicine kicks in, and then they can be free to do what they want. Right, so we are out of the house. Today is a Sunday, so there's no school for the kids. What I would recommend if your child has ADHD, you get them out of the house for a couple of reasons. One, it's good for them, and two, let them burn some energy. You will regret it if you do not. So we're out. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Which way are we going?
We're going down here. So we're out. We've just come for a little walk. We're not going far. Just to the field, get some food for tortoises. Very slippery, boys, be careful. Get them out of the house, let them burn some energy. When we're at school, it's different. We can burn energy at school, but 100%, whether it's just for a walk, whether it's going out for the day, to the zoo, to some arcades, they need to burn energy more than any other child. Plus, let them go with the kids. Chuck some wellies on, go play in the mud. Because that's the main thing, they are still children and they need to be treated as children. And as I was saying, the kids, they need to burn energy. We're now back in the woods, on the field. I've got the main man with me. Hello!
Hi.
We need to burn energy. The medicine they have, it suppresses the energy, it suppresses the outbursts. All this medication is going to run out in about 1 hour. That's when they'll be having this top up. If we didn't have this top up, all that energy what's being suppressed is going to rush to the surface, and there's going to be a little whirlwind of joy and destruction. So get them out of the house. That could just be to the park for an hour, walk in the woods, let them run free, be wild. Another thing to add, Ollie's brought some of his dinner. He's got a sandwich with him.
Yeah.
Because he gets easily distracted, and instead of taking 10 minutes to eat a sandwich, it takes him about an hour. So as you can imagine, if he has a hot dinner, it's nearly cold by the time it's finished. but we don't rush him because he can't help it. Do you know what I mean? He gets distracted. It's as simple as that. So get him out of the house, get him into the woods, take him places, you know. Now I wouldn't be saying this 5 years ago. I'd be saying don't take him anywhere, lock him in the house, because you don't take him anywhere. You're on the verge of being embarrassed to take him anywhere because of how they used to act. The medicine's really helped. It's certainly been a lifeline for us anyway. I can imagine for some people it's not as easy. I know some people are still waiting for their ADHD diagnosis for their children. It's not a quick process, and if we go through CAMS it takes years and years and years. The system's been strangled. You know, we don't have the resources to support the amount of people what need help. And I really do feel for those people, because I couldn't imagine a 9-year-old Harley without medicine. It would be close to devastating. So I do feel for you people who can't get the diagnosis, who need that help. If you've got any questions, fire away some questions. I'll try and help you as best as I can. Now, I'm obviously, if you've been here before, you know I'm not a doctor. I'm literally just using my own experience to try and help you to the best of my abilities, and hopefully give you a bit of guidance, a bit of peace, a bit of comfort in what we're going to be seeing and doing. So if you get any questions, anything at all, please ask away, let me know, let me try and help you as much as I can. Right, back to why we're here. We're in the woods. There's just off on his little jollies. Yeah, a little sticky scene. So what is going through his head at the moment? Well, I can hear noises. We can hear the cars in the background. So he's focusing on the ground at the minute. He's looking for twigs. So he's just focusing on twigs. Harley,
Huh?
are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? So his medicine's still working. And that was a good test. I said his name once and he answered me. You know? He's focusing on all the sounds around him. He's not just hyper-focusing on one item, which is a very good tell. Like I was saying previously, if you have to say the name 7 or 8 times, I mean, that's just you being silly. You say it 2 times, 3 times maximum. If you're still not going to answer you, then we're not going to answer you at all. That's when it comes back to touch. That tap on the shoulder, that touch on the knee to get their attention. You okay, baby? Yeah? So, back to the medication. A lot of parents see it as, oh, I don't just want to be drugging my child. I mean, the drug itself, I should have explained earlier, it is a, what kind of drug is it? You have to sign for it. You can't just go pick it up from a pharmacy. You have to order it, you have to sign for it. It's a controlled drug, you know. And I get it when people say they don't want to be drugging the children for the rest of their life. I do get it, but there's so many positives. If you can get around the side effects, obviously if your side effects, it's not the right drug for you or your child. Get around the side effects, get them some medication if you can. It will benefit them. So we've been in the woods now for about 30-35 minutes. I'm now conscious that his medicine is due very soon. This is another downside to the ADHD and medication, is I've got to keep track of time. I need to know when his medicine's running out, when he needs his new medicine. So I haven't brought it with me. I could have brought it with me, I could have given him his medication here, but for whatever reason we didn't. We've got stuff to do today, which we're going to see later. So we're now heading back. We're now heading back to the car, go home, purely because his medicine is due. Now this has happened multiple times in multiple scenarios. We've left different play areas before, different parties. No matter what we've been doing, we've had to leave for medication. This is one of the negatives. like I said, we can take it with us. 100% we can take it with us. That's always an option. Just sometimes you forget, you know. You've got that much to focus on and that much to do. You're not just getting yourself ready, you're also getting your child ready. Without ADHD, you help them, don't you? So I forgot his medicine today, so now we're having to go home. Still get a sandwich after 30 minutes. Chris is focusing on other things again. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dropped some ham down his sleeve. Right, let's go see what we can get up to. So as we're walking back to the car, Harley just asked me a question. Harley, do you want to ask it again, mate?
How is my brain different?
Good question. Now you already know this answer, so I'm sure I've told you before. So I'm going to try and explain it to you the best way I possibly can. So in your brain, you've got little pockets of chemicals, okay? Loads and loads of little pockets of chemicals, and those chemicals get sent around your body, okay? To do lots of different things. Right? Yeah, kind of. But with ADHD, there's one pocket which is smaller than the rest, okay? So you've got a pocket in your brain which is a little bit smaller than what's in Daddy's brain.
A brain cell?
No, not a brain cell, it's just a pocket of chemical.
This?
And yours is a little bit smaller, and that's what ADHD is.
Yeah, because I can't have a bigger pocket in my coat.
No. So it's the chemical in the pocket which is a little bit less than Daddy's.
Well, what's a
And
pocket?
then that chemical is not getting sent around your body.
What's a pocket?
It's like a little pocket in your brain of chemical. Right, so it's time for all this afternoon medicine. So as I showed you earlier, this is a tablet crusher, tablet pre-crushed. Really easy to use, really nice and simple. Now what I will say is, we are in the house. It makes life a bit easier in the house, it's more controlled. You imagine trying to do this when you've gone out. One, if it's windy, you're going to potentially lose half your medicine. Two, you're going to look like a bit like a drug user, messing with powders and spoons, and especially if it's windy, you're trying to hide away. We've done this with the Disneyland Paris. You do get some funny looks, but if you overcome the funny looks, I mean, let's be honest, it's irrelevant what other people think, isn't it? So it's as simple as that. In it goes. Bish bash bosh, easy yogurt. Thank you very much. Right, we are back and we have just finished lunch. Fantastic spag bowl for me. Harley does not eat spag bowl. He likes his food separated. He had some sausage, some vegetables, a medium healthy meal. I'll get to why it's not really important in a moment. So, tea time for us with Harley is one of the most important times of the day. That is because one of the main side effects for your ADHD medicine is loss of appetite. So I've got some side effects here for you. So Harley's on 2 different types of ADHD medicine. I'll put these up on the screen for you. The first one he has in the morning is, let me try not to butcher it, lisdexamfetamine. The amphetamine bit being the key one. Now this has the few common side effects, is hundreds of side effects, like with any medication, so don't let it put you off. The common side effects include decreased appetite, which can lead to weight loss or poor weight gain. Now what we found with Harley is every time he's been for his examinations, what he has to go to, they're always saying he's underweight. Now, unlike myself, I'm quite tall, I'm very slim, they would deem me as underweight, although they're just not considering my height. What else we got? We've got aggression. Aggression, we've seen it with Harley. If he has too little or maybe a bit too much, we've seen it with Harley. Drowsiness, definitely if your dose is too high, you can see him like a bit of a zombie. Headaches, we've not really seen headaches. Diarrhea, nausea and vomiting. Those are other ones we've not seen. We've only seen drowsiness, aggression and with decreased appetite. That's his morning medicine is afternoon medicine, which works a bit different. It's like a slow release. That's called dexamphetamine. Like I said earlier, with ADHD medicine, it is a controlled drug because it contains phetamine, as we all know is a illegal drug in the wrong hands. Now, the common side effects for this one are very similar. So you've got decreased appetite, mood swings, dizziness, headache, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. So same again. So you've got two medicines there with decreased appetite and mood swings. Luckily for us, Harley does not have mood swings. It's just his decreased appetite. So his medicine is now more or less wearing off. It is 6:30 in the evening. His medicine's wearing off. He's got his appetite back. So we want to fill his belly with as much food as we can, because we know when he has his medicine tomorrow, he's not going to have an appetite. He'll snack, he will eat, he'll drink, but in a perfect world, it's not enough. The world isn't perfect. In Harley's world, it's just fine. And in your child's world, it's also just fine. Wait for lunch, just like us. Fill their bellies. It doesn't have to always be healthy. Sometimes with some good snacks in them, it does them fine. You know, but that's the best and most important time of a day for us. I've put the little side effects up here, what all is on. You or your child may be on different medicine. Speak to the doctors, speak to people who are helping you. Whether that be your own doctor or whether it be like ADHD 360, who were mentioned in the previous video. Speak to people, get what you need. If you want to have some sweets, give him some sweets, you know? Not too late. I mean, if I give all the sweets within the next half an hour, he's going to be awake like all night. We don't want that. So I'll be back soon, closer to bedtime, where I'll have a little bit more to tell you. Right, we are back and it is nearly bedtime. Now, as throughout the day, you've got to stick to a routine. You need to stick to a routine that will benefit you and your child. And of course, bedtime brings more medicine, you know? But this time it's not to control the ADHD. This time it's to help him sleep. Now, he's prescribed a drug called melatonin. Now, melatonin, it is I don't know what it is. I've got something here. So, all this prescribed melatonin, it comes in powder form. Before he was prescribed it, we used to get gummies. Now, these gummies we had to get shipped from America. And I believe you shouldn't be able to get them in England. So we definitely didn't get any gummies. But we now get it prescribed. Now, no artificial flavours, just for the gummy. So melatonin is naturally produced in the body to help establish normal sleep patterns. Factors like stress and screen time before bed can interrupt melatonin. Okay, that's perfect sense. Now, the difference between melatonin for Harley is whether he goes to sleep at 9 o'clock or 11:30. That's the difference. He has melatonin, he's asleep before 9, he's had his milk, he's had his biscuit, he's had his normal routine, he's gone to bed happy. If he doesn't have melatonin, he's tossing and turning in bed, he's arguing with himself on why he can't sleep, because it's 11:30. He hasn't had his melatonin. That has happened before. That's me forgetting to give him his melatonin. Bad parent again. I know. We're parents. You're going to make mistakes. I still make mistakes. And I've been doing this 6 years. But, like I said, they do help. We definitely shouldn't have gummies. We don't have them. But they do help a lot. So, tomorrow is different for Harley. Tomorrow is a school day. Now, unfortunately, I won't be here. I'll be at work. So, Harley's interest is going to be left with his mother. But his morning is going to look like so. He's going to get up nice and early in the morning. It's going to be around 7 o'clock, where he's going to then get dressed for school. He might have a bit of PlayStation time to focus, but then it will be school for him. Now, a school for Harley is great. His school is fantastic. He's with his friends, he can play. He has his medicine from his teacher. They're really good. We trust them to give him his medicine. We've done it so long now. So I think we've cleared enough about his medicine on this video. The next video, I don't know what we're going to talk about next video. I'm sure when you see the next video, I would have decided. Remember, if you've got any questions at all, if this can help you in any way, please let me know. Please let me know what you need to know. Please let me have your questions. I'm not perfect. Harley's not perfect, far from it. But we will try and help as much as we can, where we can. So just remember, it's not their fault, and it's definitely not your fault. See you later.